a big crisis. You see it from, like with the Ukraine, from the wheat that has been stalled, makes it expensive and it makes it difficult. And I think there is, enough food, the way of distribution is gonna be sometimes really difficult. So I think it's very important to make sure local communities have their own basis of food supply. Make little gardens.
Thank you so much, Ian. I'm glad that people from the bottom can help each other and unite for helping those who are in need. And we have beautiful news for you that we already have technologies which can help us to grow food quality safely and very easily with let's watch over the video how it can be done. It's called vertical farming, one of the technology which can be used for bearing famine all over the world. Let's watch it together.
Take a look at the technology that already exists. One of them is vertical farms. They have great advantages compared to conventional farms. They produce 300 times more food and up to 30 yields a year. They consume 95% less water and 80% less soil. They make it possible to grow various crops all year round without using pesticides. They don't depend on weather or location and require minimal logistics costs. Harvesting is possible even in Antarctica.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think I already saw some things of it, but yeah, I think that's the future. I think if you can install that in you can, it looks like really easy to make. So if you make sure there are some, like there is a lot of buildings, parkings, spaces, that are empty buildings, and set up the vertical farming there. Make sure there are some people engaged with it. And wow, I think we can really do amazing stuff with it. I think it's possible that little communities can grow their own garden, be the guardians of the garden, and making sure that, yeah, there ain't a food shortage. I think that's amazing. I think that's a fantastic invention. I think it's weird that it's not already installed everywhere in every city. If it's possible to do it like in Antarctica, then yeah. I have like the idea, right? The food's problem is solved on a way. If that's been implemented on big scale, I think, all right, and we have communities who take care of it, then we're not dependent of food that is sometimes not good. I think there's a lot of unhealthy food, and we need to make sure that the organic food that is mostly more expensive than the unhealthy food, that's a thing we really need to change. It's actually crazy that the unhealthy food is way more cheap. I think the organic food, the healthy food should be accessible to all. Yeah. That's an amazing invention. I'm like, all right, it has to be installed everywhere. I hope, certainly in the big cities. It's already happening, like on a small scale. But if we make a few buildings that doesn't have a function, make a whole vertical farming, and you have a city that's well fed, and possibly a new way of trading of local trading, not being dependent of big factory food that just isn't healthy for anybody. That's amazing invention. It's really nice to, yeah. Good busy, the people who are doing that.
You know what's also cool, Ian, that when we use this on a large scale, globally, implementing in the whole society, we are not just reducing influence of monopolies of global companies who decide what to treat us with and so on, but these technologies, maybe you noticed that they don't need so much sun and so much water. So first of all, we can put it even in in a desert, even in the driest parts of our world. Because we heard, like, in Africa, people are dying from hunger. Why? Because the conditions over there are not good for growing. So now it's not. And second, in the era of global cataclysms, and who knows what else we will be facing, if one of volcanoes, for example, erupting, and we are facing volcano winter, so cold, maybe you know it, when the sun is just covered by ash, vertical farming again will help us to bear famine and not to have lack of food, even without that much of a sun, let's say, not like 0%, but we will be able to use even a small piece of light for those technologies. Though we really need them, not just like, oh, if we use them, it will be nice. We really need them as a society.
Yeah, I totally agree. Indeed, I think we're going to face some catalysms. I think they're already happening. I think that's really a technology we really need to implement. I think it's one of the first things I'm going to tell to the city, like, all right, we have this, now we need to have this, make room for that. And there's already movements of, all right, let's make it happen. But I think this is now possible. That's amazing. I think, yeah. It's the little things that can make a big change if we make sure that the people are not dependent indeed of the big ones and can make their own food. If people can make their own food and it's healthy food, I have the feeling there is a lot of change possible. And also just the mentality, because we're also always buying the products, but we just need some good basic food, and a lot of people are, I think, now feeling like all the extra luxury and the product placements, they're getting a little bit tired of it. And if people or communities have just the possibility to grow their own food, that's, I think, the base of big change. So I'm really glad to hear about the technology, and I hope it's getting implemented as soon as possible.
Thank you so much for your genuine reaction. That's brilliant. Jason, what do you think? Can you add something?
Well, I think it's about time that we're sharing this technology with people. I've been aware of this technology for 10 years. I just assumed everyone was using it, or some doing it and using it in production, right? But we have aquaponics, we have vertical farming, we have these closed-loop technologies, if you will, that allow for a more efficient process of distributing food to all people around the world. So it's a no-brainer. The question is, why aren't we using it at local government levels, state government levels, national government levels, and using these technologies in a way that we can provide for people who can't provide for themselves? Like, that's my question in regards to this technology, but I've been aware, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Like, indeed, like, all right, it's already 10 years and we're still not using it. There are now protests in the Netherlands from the farms, and I think, like, all right, let's do that. That sometimes I feel there is a lot of beautiful technology being invented, but I sometimes do not understand how it does not come to the governments or the right organizations who can install this on a big scale, because I can imagine these things already exist, but on a small scale. And then, all right, we help a local community, but I'm like, all right, come on, if we have the technology, we should use it. We have the technology to make our iPhone go all the crazy ways, but we need the technology to make sure our basic, and it's just food. And we need to grow healthy food. We need to make sure that it's accessible. And I'm like, all right, if it's already 10 years out and it's not been implemented, then I'm like, all right, how does it come? And I think it's a great question indeed. These are technologies that need to be put out in the open world and make sure that a lot of people have the possibility to access it, to use it. Yes, thank you, Jason, for 10 years. yeah, I think it's a shame. 10 years and we do not have we have so much food crisis everywhere, and we have the technology and it just didn't reach it. Then I'm just having the question, how? I understand. Yeah. Thank you for your... Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, there are really so many different technologies which can bear different problems of our society. And I will just again invite everyone to watch the forum Global Crisis. We are people, we want to live, where we shared, I don't remember, like 15 technologies like this, and all of them can help with getting water in the on the territories where we have lack of water, which can help us to bear medical problems, of health problems, and many, many others. So it's really a question of why it's not coming to a society, why all these beautiful technologies are going to elite for huge money to be sold or to a military. You know how some people are saying, if it's not about military, we wouldn't have a progress at all, because all the technologies are going over there. And that's insane that we are using the biggest minds of our society to just murder each other. But now, if you guys missed Jason's voice, let's watch one more video, which was voiced over by Jason. It's just a little imaginary story, but I think it's a very thought-provoking. So let's watch his video now.
Are you watching the world's coming to an end again? Turn it off, and let's get going.
But these ones still have a chance.
All right, show me how they're doing.
They are still divided, and individuals make decisions for them, and they don't want to hear at all about what's coming for them.
Where are they?
The Milky Way galaxy.
That's where comes the...
Right, everyone knows that. Well, I mean, they don't yet.
They'll know soon enough. The effects of an unstable core just can't be overlooked.
They did. They are already in phase 2.
What? What race is that? Are they actually capable of realizing that?
Humans. Even on the level of their logical thinking, it's quite obvious.
And what are they waiting for?
That's the most interesting thing. They don't want to see that. I don't understand them at all. The Earth is changing under their feet. They have a dysfunctional society and they don't do anything.
That reminds me of Alpha Creons.
Right, except that these guys almost killed the planet themselves.
So they're moving on to the next one.
Oh, they're not that far yet.
What about free energy?
Thank goodness they haven't discovered it yet. That wouldn't end well since they are still fighting each other.
Right. It's also pretty obvious what they would want to do to us if we landed there and tried to explain the situation to them.
By the way, they're still in the stage where they believe they're alone in the universe.
I see. And do they at least have...
They do. Everything was built for them in the past millennia.
And do they have any clues?
Typical ones. Myths, legends, references in religious books.
That must be enough for them. What do you think the chances are for them?
You know, if the chances were clear for me, I wouldn't have taken interest.
What do you feel can be of most help to them at this time?
They ought to unite in the forum on May 7. It's a huge chance.
I'll keep my fingers crossed for them. They don't have much time left.
Beautiful. Oh, I really like that. I really like that. Yeah. Also, your beautiful voice, Jason. No, I really like that. It's, yeah, for me, it speaks on different levels because, yeah, I also like to research our beautiful history that's so rich, but so covered in so much layers. Some topics are difficult to discuss, but I think, yeah, the base is, and I think we all know it, we feel it, we need to change some stuff. We have a beautiful planet, we have so much possibilities, but there is something toxic buried deep in our system, our way of living. And I think, I know, we all know we need to change it. 99% of the world feel it. We need to really change some stuff. And I think it begins with a mentality. And I think things can make sure, I think, like, if if we suddenly had like an alien invasion, the world would be united. But yeah, I hope we don't need that. I just hope we just find a way to I think, yeah, we need to find the common enemy. And I think the common enemy can be like, let's not make our planet destroyed or some way or another. Yeah, I think a lot of the problems we're now facing is, I think, also sometimes the ignorance. People do not always have the access to the right information. There is a lot of, as I think it, bogus commercial ads, words that have been raped out of context. Love, da, port, power, da, da, and we're just getting all in our face. And when sometimes we're outside, we're just meeting with people, we're just outside in nature, enjoying life. We're like, all right, this is it. And then we're questioning, why is this not possible in the big way? Why, if I turn on my television, there is so much hate and pain and misery? We all know it's not necessary. We know it can change. And I think we're all lost in right how. And that's why I really like Creative Society. It's a first step. Let's educate the people. Let's connect the people. Let's create things. Let's innovate. Let's get the message out there. Let's give hope to the people. And indeed, there is a lot of people who wants to do some stuff. That's some things I already also noticed. There are a lot of people also like, all right, I want to do something, but they don't know how. And I think it's really interesting that we begin with the first step, informing the people. These technologies are available. These people are busy brainstorming this, talking about, all right, how it can be different. I really like that. I really like all the videos I saw. I really like it. It's just, I think that's also necessary because we're so, and we're now the TikTok society. We need 1 minute, all the information, and it's need to instantly get us. That's the sad, but also a beautiful challenge. Let's make videos that give inspiration to people. Like, that's something really nice. A short video of 1 minute can change your life if you just take the time and you're curious and you're all right. I'm curious. What can I do? Yeah, I think that's a very important thing. That's how I also discovered the Creative Society, being curious, asking questions, not agreeing on things that aren't okay. We've been told or learned like, all right, the world is shit, but that's how it is. I don't like that idea. The world is shit, all right, let's try to fix it. And then people tell me like, but it's impossible. Like, yeah, let's still try it. Like, what else we gonna do? Like, live a shitty life? No. Let's be curious. Let's try. Let's do a little thing. I really believe that little things can make a big change. Just smiling to people on a random street, planting a seed, recycling a little bit, and then, all right, but all, yeah. Thank you very much for the videos. I really like them. And I want to, for the viewers, I want to say, yes, be curious. Do something. That's something I did. That's the concept of the wish man. What we just do, we go on the street and we ask random people, hi, what's your wish? And they're like, I don't know. And we're like, right, but it's pretty important to have like a dream or so. They're like, I want money or this and that. And then what I really liked about the project is we keep talking to the people, like, what do you really want? Because it activates people. You see their inner child awakening, like, He wants to be an astronaut. All right, it's impossible. Doesn't matter. The one who fly to the moon, he maybe also thought it's impossible. Doesn't matter if it's impossible. It's so important to keep your dreams high, to keep your imagination active, to get your hopes up. I know it's sometimes a really sticky, dark word, but I think if you see the good in stuff, it helps already a bit, you know? Yeah. I really want to thank you. Really like the videos. And I think that's an important thing. Even as just watching a video, to be a little bit more educated, it's already a small thing. Yeah, thank you very much. It's nice.
Thank you so much, Ian. Again, it's an honor for us to get an appreciation from a video director and such a creative person as you. I think whole our video team will be very pleased by this compliment. And I'm glad that our work is reaching its audience. People who are really curious, thinking, and caring about the humanity. Thank you so much for that.
Yes. Yeah, thank you very much. And I think let's spread the message. I think they have taught us so long, like it isn't possible. I'm really right. We now have a global community. We have the internet, how we can globally connect. I'm like, all right, we're in a special times, you know, like the Corona crisis, there was this war, there's weird stuff going on. But I think now is a perfect opportunity to really dare to try to change the world a little bit. I think now is the perfect time.
Let's dare to wish to live in the creative society and not survive in the nowadays society we live in. Thank you so much for this conversation, for your time. Jason, thank you for co-hosting as always.
Whoever watches, pick a person, follow them, find out more about the creative society, and let's get to building it. So, dream big. That's the message.
Indeed, I would like to say for all the viewers, think about your wish. It's write it down, do something with it. It's time to dream. Certainly now. Thank you very much. And let's get building a better society. Yes.
Thank you, guys. Let's get to work. Creative Society is ahead. See you on Creative Society YouTube channel. Bye-bye. That was so genuine, but just genuine reaction without preparation, without sending a list of answers, of questions.
I'm really looking forward to I'm gonna try, if I have time to maybe like write a little script or make a little thing, but something that like instantly can activate a person. That's what I want to try to change something, like a video that talks to people like, hey, yeah, I want to do some stuff.